Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jazmin Garcia, and I'm here to talk about what age children should be allowed to have cell phones. The topic about children and the age they're allowed to have cell phones is a topic we can all debate on to where there is no right or wrong answer, yet it is all up to the parents' decision on what they think is the right age for children to have a cell phone. There are 3 points parents should consider when determining the age children can have cell phones. The first point is the decision of the parent deciding the right age of their children to have a cell phone. The second point is to consider the peer pressure that they receive from their children to buy them a cell phone, but they have to stand firm for that. And the third point is the parents to determine and consider if their children are responsible, respectful enough to handle and own a cell phone. Now that we know those 3 points that parents should consider when deciding what is the age children can have a cell phone, I will go into more detail about other things parents should keep in mind before buying a cell phone for their children. Parents should consider the safety reasons of buying their child a cell phone, such as communicating with them after school, especially if they're involved in extracurricular activities or if the children does not have someone to stay with after school at home, then this is something they should consider getting a cell phone for. Another thing is the purpose of having a cell phone. If the purpose of having a cell phone to just make calls and talk on the phone with their parents to let them know that what they're doing and how they're doing, then having a cell phone at the age of a child should just be fine. Parents should consider how children care for other things as well. If the children can care for other things such as their belongings and care for them wisely, then this shows that they are capable of handling things such as a cell phone. The main thing parents should take into consideration is the responsibility that children are to have when possessing a cell phone. Parents should let their children be aware of the responsibility they are to hold when having a cell phone. They should be aware of the responsibility they are to have, such as knowing and respecting the rules, especially the school rules, and in that case, which is no texting during class. Also, they should be accountable of knowing when not to use a cell phone at times they are not allowed to use it. With that, parents should consider the concern for others when children can have cell phones. Parents need to teach children and make them understand that they are to respect the hours of others and not disturbing them if they are making the use of their cell phone in any way, such as calling, texting, social media, etc. They should also make the children be aware that by having a cell phone, it will be only used for communication purposes at this age and nothing else. Therefore, with having concerns for others, internet safety is a main concern parents should take in considering when determining what age children are supposed to have a cell phone. Parents should be aware of what their children are looking at when they're browsing the internet and teach them what is right and wrong to browse. Parents should also make their children understand the safety while browsing on the internet through the phone, and that this is a big consideration as well for them to decide before buying them a cell phone. Aside from these considerations, parents should take when deciding what age their children can have cell phones. There are many more things they should consider, which are more questions they should ask themselves in considering into buying them a cell phone. There are 4 questions that will help parents decide the age their children can have a cell phone and should be considered very carefully. The first question is, do your kids show a sense of responsibility, such as letting you know when they leave the house and the time they will be back? The second question is, do your kids need to be in touch for safety reasons? Third question, do you think they will use cell phones responsibly, such as not texting during class or using the phone when they're not allowed, whether it be at school or elsewhere? Lastly, the last question is, will they make the use of their cell phone wisely, such as being respectful, especially with pictures, text, posts, when posting through social media? These questions should also help helping parents decide on the appropriate decision for them to make when considering at what age their children are allowed to have a cell phone. These are all the things the parents should take into consideration on do when deciding on what age their children are allowed to have a cell phone. These factors will determine the reasons on why children at such age can have a cell phone, yet parents should be aware of the concerns this can bring with deciding at what age they're allowed to have one. At the end, it is all up to the parents' decision and would decide what age their children are allowed to have a cell phone. Thank you.